Numbers go up. That basically explains the appeal of incremental games, where a new age is upon us as we leave games like Adventure Capitalist and Clicker Heroes in the past, with all of these being paid entries. So let's begin with Fischer's Fishing Journey, a relaxing bottom-of-screen idle game where you can set the fishing cat on your desktop as the ultimate study and work buddy. He fishes quietly in the corner while you focus on your tasks, only checking in occasionally to collect rewards, unlock new fish, and upgrade your rod, all within a calm, soothing atmosphere. The game features dynamic backdrops that shift from day to night, and weather that changes from sunny to rainy, with gentle breezes and the soft murmur of flowing water that makes your desktop feel refreshingly peaceful. You'll explore diverse landscapes across the globe, discovering unique sceneries, while Fischer handles all your fishing for you, so you can relax without worrying about complicated controls. Your catches depend on location, weather, time, and bait, and you can sell or place them in your personal tank to earn fish coins to spend on more upgrades, and as your tank grows, you unlock an even richer underwater world while meeting a cast of charming characters, and is simply a delight. A cozy pixel art management game is not Monday Cafe, where you can build your dream cafe that sits at the bottom of your screen while you work, study, or relax. Grow fresh ingredients on your little farm and harvest crops, then cook and serve them to adorable animal customers who brighten up your day. You can design, decorate, and customize your cafe to match your unique style, making every corner feel just right, and your friendly staff will take care of all the day-to-day running so you can focus on other things without missing a beat. The game also lets you connect to a Twitch stream, turning it into a cozy cafe where chat members can join as customers and hang out with you, while you unlock and upgrade over 300 recipes from drinks to dishes, keeping the gameplay fresh and rewarding. You can even connect with friends online through postal service, sending gifts or visiting each other's cafes to see their creative touches. Everything is designed to be low stress and satisfying, letting you enjoy progress even while you're busy with real life tasks. Being a companion that just makes your workspace feel warmer in a really simple, comforting way. This video is brought to you by Mini Shopkeeper, a charming bottom-of-screen idle simulation game where you run a cozy little medieval shop and have to do your best to keep your customers happy. Stock the shelves, haggle with customers, and hire staff to help in the day-to-day operations, reinvesting profits to expand your establishment from modest beginnings into a bustling hub of commerce. There is a dynamic pricing and haggling system which maximizes profits while not scaring away customers, where the choice of decorations affects which customers spawn in, also giving you the ability to create simple automation rules so that the shop continues to run while you're away. You can recruit your customers as adventurers to send them out on expeditions, bringing back materials and rare items for even greater profit. There's also a crafting system and the ability to upgrade and revive the larger town you are in, not to mention gorgeous pixel art, so if interested, you can wishlist the game on Steam via the link in the description below. Berserk B.I.T.S is an idle RPG auto-battler in which you train your bit and let it fight on your desktop while you go about your day. You team up with your digital buddy, collect battle chips, and take on all kinds of viruses as you explore biomes, progress through the story, and uncover the mystery behind the attacks on the net. You can watch your bit, handle battles quietly at the bottom of your screen, or maximize the window for a more immersive experience, giving you the flexibility to play however you like. It lets you import custom sprite sheets to create your own bit, bringing in characters that you've drawn or sprites from other projects, with the simple importing making the whole thing pretty seamless. You collect and craft a massive variety of battle chips, filling out your growing library, earning medals for completing tasks, and decorate your own home net base to customize and make it yours. You can drop your bit in on missions, level it up, use battle chips in real time to support it, or just let it run while you focus on other work, also having a main narrative and story, which makes it stand out from the other titles in this genre. One of the most engaging bullet hell incrementals is Astro Prospector, a game where you build up your ship by mining coffeeroids, collecting resources, and fighting Space Corp as your power increases from run to run. You start small, slowly stacking upgrades that push your ship into a state where it can slice through enemy machines, while moving deeper into each zone in search of Astro Coffee. Story mode sends you across 25 zones filled with varied enemies and tough bosses, and every level feeds into a branching skill tree that keeps expanding as you unlock new abilities by completing different tasks. Once the main story is done, Endless Coffee steps in with a survivor's style approach where you can experiment with wild synergies across 9 ships, 5 extra weapons, and more than 400 upgrades that shift the direction of each attempt in surprising ways. Every ship brings its own gameplay feel, and finishing runs with them unlocks even more skills to experiment with, giving each its own sense of identity as your strength ramps up. You can focus purely on progression or treat the whole experience as something to let run in the background while still making meaningful choices, striking a satisfying balance between chaotic bullet hell dodging and relaxing incremental growth. A very cute 2D relaxing management sim is Maltese's fluffy Onsen, where you run a bathhouse visited by a variety of animals while it quietly operates in the corner of your screen, letting you check in whenever you like, place baths with different temperatures, set up bubble machines and herbal bags, and create spaces where cats, dogs, rabbits, hamsters, and many other such animal guests can enjoy a good soak. Add vending machines and snack stands to rest areas so that your visitors have something to enjoy after the bath, each adding extra charm and warmth to your bathhouse. Manage your staff to keep the floors dry and safe, restock supplies, and make sure that every guest has a smooth and pleasant visit. Animals happily wander around, relax in the baths, and enjoy the different rest areas that you have set up, so you only need to occasionally check in. Experiment with different layouts to see which arrangements make the animals the happiest, noticing small details in their reactions and interactions to tweak your bathhouse to keep them happy. And just has one of the cutest art styles that I have come across. Garden Galaxy is a colourful idle sandbox where every plant, decoration, and layout is yours to discover and arrange. Collect randomized items and decorations to create spaces that reflect your personal style, with no two gardens ever being quite the same. Discover plants, furniture, and other items, then organize and place them however you like to make your own garden. Use special items to stack the odds in your favour, increasing your chances of getting the items you want or preventing others from appearing. Spend coins to unlock new plants, decorations, and themed sets while filling out your collection to complete each of them. As you store or sell items to stay organized and maintain a neat garden, then customize the environment further with different lighting effects and backgrounds for a unique look every time. Visitors will arrive even when the game is idle, giving life to your garden while you're away. Occasionally, mysterious visitors will appear, bringing coins for you to spend, being a very chill kind of game with an adorable look and a more idle game than some of the other titles on this list. In this vibrant 3D clicker base building world, Outpath lets you gather resources, craft items, and expand across a chain of islands at whatever pace feels right to you. Collect materials from the environment, construct useful buildings, and set up automation that steadily increases efficiency as your base takes shape. Movement is quick and playful thanks to the almost parkour-like mechanics, then fishing offers calm breaks, and the voxel world reacts to your actions with shifting music and interactive elements. Unlock new blueprints and improve skills that enhance crafting, building speed, and overall resource management, creating a steady sense of growth. Each island hides secrets and offers new materials for you to work with, encouraging you to try different setups for production and automation while choosing between active play or letting the systems run in the background. Purchasing additional islands expands your reach and adds fresh opportunity for crafting, gathering, and long-term planning. Combining clicker mechanics with first-person exploration and base building is quite an interesting idea, one which you will see expanded upon later on as well. SPACEPLAN is a playful incremental game where manual clicks and idle systems work together to launch potato-powered contraptions from a lonely satellite orbiting a strange planet. Create and fire off quirky devices and probes, unlocking 15 different starchy items that can each blast into space and reveals more about the galaxy. The light-hearted sci-fi story leans into absurdity, guiding you through 5 planets spread across 2 realities while keeping things breezy enough to enjoy in short bursts. Experiment with new devices, see how far your potato inventions can travel, and uncover surprises hidden within your orbiting satellite as the narrative unfolds in sync with your actions. A reactive soundtrack ties the whole experience together, adding energy and humor to every launch. Each new item changes how you interact with the world and deepens the odd mystery behind your situation, giving the game a strangely compelling rhythm. It's short, amusing, and easy to slip into, offering a quirky clicker experience that stands out due to its tone and inventive potato-powered charm. Another cozy idle game is Ropuka's Idle Island, letting a little frog quietly tend to his garden while you focus on work, play, or relaxation. Watch him continuously cut grass, which you can then use as a currency to upgrade his tools, improve the grass quality, or decorate the island with buildings and plants unlocked over time. Shape your own unique space by completing collections and experimenting with different layouts. You can place the frog anywhere on your desktop and resize him to take up as little or as much screen space as you like, letting him quietly accompany you while you multitask. Choose between lo-fi music, ambient nature sounds, or silence to create the ideal background for concentration. Check in periodically to collect rewards, plan upgrades or add new decorations, or simply leave him alone and watch him go about his work. The blend of idle progression, light management, and casual observation is satisfying without ever feeling like a chore. With every new upgrade adding a steady sense of accomplishment, the frog's gentle routines and calm presence adds a quiet charm to your desktop, and is a small, pleasant companion throughout your day. A resource-focused incremental game, Through the Core has you drilling through planets across an entire solar system to gather their valuable resources as you break through planetary layers, extract as much as you can, and carefully manage your fuel so that you can continue mining specific resources without waste. Each planet presents tougher challenges than the last, pushing you to pick upgrades that improve drill durability, fuel efficiency, damage, and other helpful upgrades. Travel from world to world, explore different resource paths, and identify planets that provide the most valuable returns. As you mine, your collected resources gains automatic mastery, increasing their bonuses the more you gather, making repeated efforts feel increasingly rewarding. Choose which upgrades to prioritize to see how your strategy affects efficiency and progression. Drill deeper, gather smarter, and experiment with different approaches to see how far you can go. The game's loop starts simply, but grows increasingly satisfying as upgrades, mastery bonuses, and resource variety expands your options. Each run feels meaningful, and the combination of exploration, planning, and incremental growth creates a satisfying rhythm that keeps you coming back for more. Yet another mining-focused title is Keep on Mining, where one standout game feel thing is that you're not clicking together but simply hovering your mouse cursor, where the moment rocks enter your mining area, pickaxes begin spawning on their own and start swinging automatically so that the screen slowly fills with the constant mining action around you. Every rock you break drops ores that get crafted into bars, and there's a variety of different materials to chase after, so you are always working towards the next tier of upgrades. Those bars go straight into a large skill tree, where every upgrade permanently boosts your stats and steadily increases how fast and how hard you can mine. On top of that, you craft new pickaxes using different materials, each one coming with better stats that stack with your growing power. Each level also gives you a talent point that reveals 3 random talent cards to choose from, and every choice you make essentially makes the numbers go up, but in equal measure, rock health increases in every level, increasing the challenge. Once the mine is unlocked, the game fully leans into idle progression since it automatically mines rocks and instantly crafts bars for you in the background. This is a pretty straightforward one of these without complicated systems, and works best as a low-pressure game which you can come back to anytime, but the visual feedback and numbers go up aspect really is very satisfying. Tower Wizard is an incremental upgrading game in which you help a wizard build and expand a growing tower while gradually shaping the world around it through consistent progression. Gather magic as your main resource and use your tower as the center of everything you do, from studying spells to unlocking new systems and experimenting with different magical strategies. Along the way, you summon spirits that actively assist in gathering resources, making every layer of progress feel dynamic instead of purely passive. The resources you collect are used to construct buildings that further boost your powers, stacking new advantages on top of your existing abilities and gives you even more tools to reach higher levels. As you continue upgrading, work towards mastering magic with the goal of creating the greatest tower possible through careful planning, strategic choices, and continuous improvement. Also having a prestige system for even more powerful upgrades which speeds up subsequent runs. Yet another mining incremental game is Digseum, a unique title in which you are digging up ancient relics instead of mining resources, working towards building the greatest museum the world has ever seen. You start by exploring dig sites across different locations, carefully uncovering treasures while managing your resources and upgrading your digging abilities to work faster and find rarer items. Each relic you bring back can be displayed in your museum to attract even more visitors and to generate money, which fuels further expansion and improvement. Progressing through the game unlocks new areas while expanding your skill tree, offering upgrades that make each dig smoother and more rewarding. With over 50 relics to discover across 12 plus sites, this isn't the most content-rich experience and can be completed in roughly 2.5 hours, definitely being a smaller game, but it is light, fun and satisfying without feeling overwhelming, and is a great example of one of these games. The Longing is an unusual mix of adventure and idle design in which you play as a lonely shade, waiting deep underground for a sleeping king to awaken after 400 days of real time, where you can actually beat the game if you literally boot up the game, then exit it and wait 400 days and then boot it up again. The countdown continues even when the game is closed, creating a personal sense of pacing as you choose how to navigate this long period of isolation beneath the surface. However, if you want to fiddle with the game a little bit more, you can guide the shade through a vast hand-drawn cave system filled with secrets, branching tunnels and subtle discoveries, which can help shorten the time. Exploring different areas reveals items and paths that support small comforts or provide ways to spend time more intentionally. Read classic literature scattered throughout the cave as you pass the hours through stories ranging from Nietzsche to Moby Dick, giving the shade something meaningful to focus on during the slow passage of days. You might also want to ignore the king's direction of waiting and push towards the outer regions where the tone grows darker and the risks more pronounced. With multiple endings, time-based puzzles, hidden details tucked into quiet corners, and an atmospheric soundtrack accompanying your every step, the game creates a distinctive slow burn experience that stands out for its patience, mood, and unusual sense of companionship. An underwater incremental adventure game is Shelldiver, in which you follow a senior turtle trying to kickstart a small jellyfish business while exploring colourful ocean biomes and upgrading equipment to keep the journey moving forward. Your primary resource comes from capturing jellyfish with a bubble gun, and each species behaves differently, from regular ones which split, and even ones which might shock you, giving every dive a lively mix of surprises. Selling these creatures earns you money that supports ongoing improvements for your tools and submarine via a massive skill tree, where in addition to coins, there are also a number of different scrap materials floating in the ocean, which you have to use a laser to collect. The skill tree allows you to expand your oxygen supply, increase the number of slots in the shop, make more resources drop, make your bubbles more deadly, and so on, and is the core of your progression. It doesn't overstay its welcome, and I think I completed it in like 5 or 6 hours or something, but it was a joy the whole way through and is peak incremental game design at a very reasonable price point. Cast and Chill is an easygoing fishing experience in which you travel across calm lakes, winding rivers, and open ocean waters while catching various types of fish at whatever pace feels right for you. Active play lets you cast, reel, and stay fully involved, while passive mode allows the game to handle the work, so progress continues even when you shift your attention elsewhere. Early trips revolve around simple gear, letting you pull in smaller catches, sell them, and gradually upgrade your rods, reels, and tools until rarer species begin to appear. With 16 peaceful locations to visit, each area introduces its own aquatic life and fresh scenery to explore as your collection grows. At a certain point, you'll start noticing bigger goals forming, and that is where you can step in more directly as you chase unusual creatures and work towards landing legendary finds that stands out from the rest. A loyal companion can ride along with you in the boat, adding charm and helping you catch signs of movement beneath the surface. There's also been plenty of post-launch support, with more areas and content being added, where of course the main appeal to me is the pixel art, which still remains as gorgeous as ever. Tiny Pasture is a small farming simulator that sits at the bottom of your screen and brings a little life to your day as animals snooze, scratch, and wander around without interrupting whatever you're focusing on. Buying tiny baby creatures and raising them into adults becomes the heart of the experience, and coins dropped Bio-grown critters help you expand the pasture as new opportunities open up. Different species arrive as you progress, introducing rabbits, foxes, alpacas, birds, and even unusual additions like slimes and zombies to your growing lineup. You can interact with the animals, which adds a playful touch, letting you feed them, click on them, and even guide them with the middle mouse button as they follow your cursor around. Breeding offers another way to grow your collection by placing the mystery curtain and pairing 2 adult animals of the same species to welcome a newborn after some time has passed. Magical facilities can be added to keep the pasture clean and your creatures healthy, giving your setup more charm and function. The pasture itself can be dragged, resized, and placed wherever it feels most comfortable on your screen, shaping a small world that shifts and develops as your herd increases. The overall flow settles into a cheerful routine of raising animals, unlocking new species, and shaping a lively lineup that adds a little bit of warmth to your desktop. A calming pixel art idle aquarium experience is Chillquarium, a game in which you build and grow your collection of fish while turning a simple tank into something much fuller and more lively over time. Buy fish and raise them in real time, then sell them whenever you choose to earn profit. That helps you unlock new upgrades to progress even further. Some fish can remain in the tank to generate ticket income, transforming your aquarium that continues to earn. Booster packs add even more excitement by revealing rare species that expand the range of fish you can raise. Filling out the entire collection is the long-term goal, and with over 150 types to discover, along with rare and ultra-rare color variants, means that there's plenty to do. The game is also affected by the real-time day-night cycles, gently changing the appearance of the tank as the hours pass, and is a very interesting example of what is old is new again, since I remember these desktop aquariums from my childhood in the 90s, and is beautifully done here. A semi-idle RPG forged around limitless character building is Dragon Cliff, set in a world where you recruit adventurers, strengthen their abilities, and push through monsters across several maps as your roster grows with every upgrade you apply. Progress focuses on developing different classes, advancing their talent trees, and experimenting with nearly 100 active and passive skills to discover combinations that fit the style you want. With up to 25 classes available, each one with its own unique battle ability and talent profile, there's plenty to mix and match here. Fights run on a time-based command system where adventurers act automatically once their turn meter fills, and you can spend rage points whenever the moment matters to unleash skills that change the tide of battle. Equipment contributes heavily to long-term growth, offering hundreds of items to discover, craft, or reforge, so each character evolves in the direction you prefer, with gems and set bonuses further expanding your strategy. Battle across 7 maps and defeat more than 200 different monster types, and while they are using generic assets, there's really something special to this game. The Nop Epilogue is an incremental experience that follows the Nops as they work towards excessive shard accumulation, and your role is simply to guide them as their methods grow more elaborate over time. Everything revolves around a massive rock, an unnamed object that releases shards when struck, and those shards are essential since they're used to purchase more knobs, upgrade existing units, and construct new buildings. Each knob approaches the task differently, where some slam into the rock, others rely on arrows or guns, and a few use flowers, psychic abilities, rockets, or drones to increase how many shards they can produce or retrieve. Once the shards scatter, the knobs rush to collect them, which is then spent on upgrades, allowing you to adjust how they behave and how structures support shard generation. There's also a talent stone, which unlocks effects that can combine into strong synergies, as well as status effects and the rare Zybellium resource, which makes the numbers go up even faster and is very visually satisfying to see the entire screen explode in colours. Nodebuster is an incremental shoot 'em up about breaking through endless targets, where every shot pushes you closer to overwhelming power as resources build up and upgrades stack together. Nodes appear in large quantities, and each one can be harvested the moment you start, providing materials that move your progress forward without delay. All improvements increase your strength, letting you break nodes faster and gain even more resources, with the skill tree being the central place where your decisions take shape. As your upgrades compound, the pace naturally increases and nodes disappear faster, eventually becoming strong enough to destroy reality itself, and while also visually simple, it is very engaging from start to finish. Rusty's retirement is perhaps the game that kicked off this new wave of bottom-of-screen or desktop companion idle games, being the spin-off of their Metroidvania Haiku the Robot, and is a farming simulator with that same core appeal. Rusty handles the work of maintaining a small robot-run farm, planting seeds and growing crops, then harvesting them when ready. You will unlock new types of crops, which can be converted into other useful resources, turning them into biofuel, for example, which powers nearby machines, but can also be sold to give you the resources needed to expand your farm. Additional robots can also be brought in to assist with planting, watering, and harvesting, and each helper can be upgraded or adjusted to improve how efficiently they handle their work. The farm can be viewed in different ways, including a vertical mode that places it along the side of your screen, also having a focus mode if you prefer a slower pace, reducing crop production to make the farm less distracting while you handle other things, and continues to sell very well. Of all the games on this list, Malvor Idle has the closest resemblance to a classic menu-driven idle game, one that draws inspiration from RuneScape, built around more than 20 interconnected skills that feed into one another in clear, practical ways. Train each skill through simple actions, and watch them supply materials or bonuses for the others. Combat is layered on top, where you use melee, ranged, or magic abilities to fight over 100 monsters spread across dungeons and bosses that need a little bit of planning. Item collection grows quickly, with more than 1000 drops to sort through, and the bank system keeps everything tidy as you upgrade gear or store materials for later use. Pets appear as small bonuses, with over 40 of them to find, also having offline support as the numbers continue to go up even when the game is closed, resulting in a clean, numbers-driven idle experience that again has a very compelling gameplay loop. Placid Plastic Duck Simulator is a laid-back, digital zen sim where you live life as a plastic duck floating in a dreamy 3D pool, no goals, no combat, and no pressure. The quote-unquote gameplay is minimal as you slide into the water, float around, drift beside other ducks, catch sunlight or watch the stars as the ambient music plays and soft waves lap around the pool. Over time, more ducks will spawn around you, each with its own quirky design and movement, and you can rename them and watch them bob along, giving the experience a gentle sense of companionship rather than challenge. The environment slowly shifts through a day-night cycle, while ambient events trigger surprises and optional achievements or duck collections offers very soft goals if you feel like engaging with the game just a little bit more. This does actually have more resemblance to a living screensaver rather than a traditional game, and you really cannot do much, but it is this exact thing that makes it stand out, so perhaps give it a try. Cookie Clicker is perhaps the most legendary idle incremental game that started off as a flash game, all about the endless pursuit of baking and expanding your cookie empire. Everything begins with a single giant cookie, and every click earns more cookies, which can be spent on cursors, grandmas, farms, mines, and other structures that generate cookies automatically. As production ramps up, the simple loop evolves into an intricate system of upgrades, buildings, and special bonuses that multiply output exponentially, turning the act of clicking into a full economic ecosystem. Golden cookies appear at random intervals, offering temporary boosts that push your numbers higher, while upgrades like heavenly chips and permanent perks persist through ascension. The scale keeps spiraling upwards as you buy advanced facilities such as temples, portals, and antimatter condensers, each opening up new layers of efficiency and discovery. Small choices and upgrades ripple into massive gains over time, and the satisfaction lies in watching the numbers accelerate beyond comprehension. Occasional mini-games, achievements, and even a dragon companion adds variety, but the appeal remains the same: the hypnotic rhythm of compounding rewards. So now that it's on Steam, you have no excuse not to get it if you love incremental games, if only to have it as a permanent addition to your library. Watch this video for more of the best indie games.